Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is Penapple and today I am building a jungle themed apartment with Harrie's custom content. If you haven't heard of her, she is an amazing custom content creator. I love her stuff. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. It's been forever since I've done a CC build and it was just time. I just needed like a little bit of a refresher, and like Harrie herself is a dedicated builder, so she knows exactly what we want and what we need when it comes to items in The Sims. It's so beautiful. There's stuff that matches, just all the matching. It's amazing. There's multiple swatches. You get to, I can't even. It's amazing. But anyways, if you're interested on this build, oh gosh, did I say that right? I don't even know what I just said there. If you're interested in this build, it should be up on the gallery. You will have to download the CC yourself. I will leave a link down below and you can check it out. Since I've made this, she's actually come out with a new kitchen set called the Halcyon kitchen set, which looks amazing. Or is that what I'm using now? No, I'm so bad at this. I know for sure I'm using the Tiny Twavlers. That's the name, Twavlers. It's not just me. Tiny Twavlers, and that stuff hack. But I'm not quite sure. I think, I should have taken better notes. We should probably just move on though. But I think one of my favorite things about this build is actually the bathroom that I'm making right here. It's just, it's so luxurious. I love that kind of door. So good. And I love that I was able to use that door in this build since it is an apartment. So we're a little bit limited on some of the window and door options just because it's an apartment. The windows are already there, at least on the outside. But I think I got it sorted. I will still always be infuriated by the fact that the windows inside this apartment don't match. Like some of them are silver and some of them are black. And I understand that they are that way because from the outside it looks nice, I guess, but like from the inside, Sims team, come on. Anyways, moving on. This is really old news. I am putting together a little fireplace right here. I love doing this. I love this kind of style of modern fireplace. It's just, it's more realistic to me. We kind of only have one type of fireplace where it's just kind of popping out of the wall. They don't have any fireplaces that kind of are sleek and fit into the wall. They have different styles. They have modern, they have more rustic, more traditional, but nothing quite like this. And so this fireplace does work. The only thing is you do have to take it out, have your sim light it, go into build mode, and then put it back where it was. So it is a little bit finicky to use, but like the payoff, beautiful. If I do say so myself. But yeah, this build was also a huge excuse just to use as much greenery as possible because I love plants in The Sims 4. I love them. I could use every single plant in a build. I should try that sometime. That could be a fun build challenge. Building with every single plant in The Sims 4. I should do that sometime. I don't have any time on my hands, hence why I have not posted in forever. I had intended to post this build a while ago, but when I finally got to it, I realized that it wasn't actually edited yet, so I couldn't do the voiceover. So then I had to edit it. And then we have construction going on in our apartment. And they came in on the weekend. We weren't expecting them to come in on the weekend, but they came in on the weekend and it was awful. And then after that, I went on a family trip, which was amazing, and I will talk about it a little bit later. But yeah, so that's why we're so behind. Also, I'm in graduate school, so I feel like I always say that, but like, you don't even know. Yeah, I'm in graduate school at the height of COVID. It's a lot, but I am still getting to see patients, which has been really exciting. We've been taking all the precautions that we're supposed to be taking according to the CDC, and all in all, school has been going okay. It was a really rocky start, guys. I'm not gonna lie. It felt like our administration had no idea, like, no earthly concept. Like, there were people who were coming into school, they had to take public transit, and then they'd be like, there's nothing for you to do here, go home. And it was just so frustrating. Also, don't get me started on tuition because I will cry. Okay, we're fine. Okay. But oh my gosh, this kitchen set is so nice. I love that the wood tones for the cabinets and cupboards is a separate choice from the countertops. It's just so glorious. And I understand that this is a lot of work that goes into this, but like Sims team, come on, take a look. You know, I've heard a little bit more about like Sims 5 coming out at some point, and like they aren't going to do this, I feel like, but I hope that they go back to not necessarily a color wheel. I've given up all hope on a color wheel. I don't even want a color wheel. Too many options, but I would like the option to pick a different upholstery or countertop versus the wood tone of the rest of the furniture or, you know, the cabinet. Anyways, oh my gosh, these sandwiches. And so that's why CC is so amazing, is because it lets us have those options. Harrie let us have those options, and oh, it's just so beautiful. Also, in these windows for this CC that I have, they can be placed on half tiles, which is no longer a big deal. But like, she took the time to make it so every single one of her window and door options could be placed on a half tile, meaning that there was 2 versions of every single window and door so that we'd have more options. Since then, we now have the ability to place windows and doors on half tiles, but like before that, she put in the work, guys. She put in the work, and it looks amazing. Oh, so good. But yeah, I can talk about my fun trip. We went down to the Oregon coast. Beforehand, we all got COVID tested, and when we went down there, we rented an Airbnb, like, my fiance's family rented it, and it was such a nice Airbnb. It was super fancy. It was right on the water, and it had the most ridiculous chandeliers. Not one, but 2 chandeliers that were like taller than me. I'm 5'4". I'm like the average height for an American woman. They were like taller than me. They were completely painted white, and the ceilings were white too. I'm going to show a picture because these chandeliers just cannot be believed, and they didn't match the rest of the style of this place at all. But yeah, this whole place was like supposed to be like really modern and high tech. Like in the bathroom, it had a mirror where if you poked a button on the mirror, the whole mirror would light up with like a giant ring light, and it was so bright that like I went outside at night after it, and I realized that I had like a rectangle of gray still in my eyesight, and I hadn't been in the bathroom for like probably like 3 minutes at that point, and my eyes were still like adjusting from how bright that light was. Oh my gosh. Oh, yeah. So it honestly, the like kind of style, like the modern, like fancy bathroom almost reminds me of this place, which I built way before I went to that Airbnb, but yeah, so it was just such a lovely trip. I got to do 2 things that I don't really ever remember doing in my childhood. They had at the Airbnb, they had the little molds that you can use for making sandcastles, where you just like stuff sand in them, turn them over, and then like it's sort of like an instant sandcastle. I don't think I'd ever used those when I was a kid, and I just always wanted to, and they were there. And so I am a 27-year-old lady, almost. Oh no, I'm actually 26, almost 27. We're getting, it's like 2 weeks now. We're getting real close. Actually, it's exactly 2 weeks now. Yeah, so I am not a young child, and I just had so much fun building a sandcastle. It was amazing. And then also I got to fly a kite, which I don't know if I ever really did because we never had the right kind of wind for it, and it was just so much fun. I had a blast, and I felt like a young child. Yes, so that was good. I really enjoyed getting to do that. My fiance and I haven't really gotten to get out of the apartment that much other than for school or the grocery store since all of this happened. So it was nice to like drive to a secluded location and still have a change in like surroundings without increasing really our exposure risk too much. You know, there's pros and cons to it, but it was really nice, and I'm so glad that we did it. It was amazing. And like his parents are talking about making it a yearly trip. And I'm just like, yes, please sign me up. Yeah. It was great. It was just so much fun. Although when I first came to that Airbnb, I kind of like felt like it was haunted. I'm not a person that actually thinks things are haunted, but like it felt weird. It felt off. Like all the pillowcases were embroidered with like the name of the Airbnb, and like they had Alexas plugged into all the walls. I guess they're Alexas or the Echoes or whatever. They were plugged in every room, and there was just something a little weird about the place. But I stopped feeling that after a while. But it was kind of funny because we watched the movie Parasite while we were there, and it was kind of a house about like not as nice as the house in Parasite, but like a similar vibe, and I just like it felt very surreal. But anyways, moving on from that, as you can see, I've started building in sunset here because the sunset is gorgeous. They did such a good job with the sunsets in this game, but especially in this world. I don't know if I really realized how good it is, and so like everything was filmed at sunset for this build, and it's just so nice. Oh my gosh. And the moon rising, oh, so good. So good. I am loving it, and like all of the CC is amazing. I think I mostly used CC. Like there are a couple of objects that aren't, but like the majority of them were the CC, which really speaks to the amount and the quality of the CC that Harrie made. And like it's so good that I wish it was like actual real content, because I want to use it always. I don't want to have to it be custom content. Oh, but anyways, I have a fun story. And by fun, I mean it's completely awful to tell. Like I mentioned the construction, they've been redoing the siding on our building, and they told us that they had to come into our unit because they're also replacing the windows and the doors. And so, we expressed our concern with COVID going on, like we don't really want people in our apartment. And they're like, it's okay. We're only going to be in there one day, and we'll replace all the windows and the doors, and, we'll be in and out, and that'll be your exposure. Well, okay. Fast forward a little bit. I am in the middle of doing yoga. They posted like a notice saying that they'd be coming into the units over like a span of like 3 days, but that they would post another notice the night before. No notice was posted the night before. I'm in the middle of doing yoga, and somebody like tries to open the door to our apartment. Just like not even knocks, just tries to open it and like fails because it's locked. And I'm like, what is happening? So my fiance comes out too, and we're both like, what is happening? And so they try again, and my fiance answers the door, and we both put on masks at this point. He answers the door, and he's like, what are you, did you have the wrong unit? Like, you're not supposed to be working on a unit today. And they're like, oh no, we're going to be working on your unit. And we're like, we haven't moved any of the furniture, because we didn't have the 1 day notice that you guys said you would give us. And then as we're having this this discussion, the balcony door slides open. We're on the second story, by the way. The balcony door slides open, and a man pops his head in, and he's not wearing a mask. And he's like, so are we doing this? And I'm just like, excuse me? Like, oh my gosh, I was like terrified. Like, not only is like someone trying to come into my home without wearing a mask, he came in through the balcony door off the second story. It was bad. And so we convinced them to not do it that day because we hadn't moved the furniture. So then we moved the furniture, and they say they're going to do it on a certain day, and they're like super late, and they don't do it. Then the next day, like they finally do it, and they replace one window out of 2 windows and a door. And when asked why they didn't replace the other window, they said it's because they didn't have it. But there was a window literally sitting in our hallway, and they then brought that window in when they went to go do the other window. So they still haven't replaced the door, because the door was ordered incorrectly and opens the wrong way, making it impossible to get out onto the balcony. So this went from a one-time exposure to 4 times in total, one of which they weren't wearing a mask, and oof, I just can't. I'm like, and the doors still haven't arrived, and this happened weeks ago. Like the construction was part of the reason why I didn't record this, and that was weeks ago. Anyways, they're basically done with the entire apartment building, except for our unit and the 2 units directly above us. And they've like left the work site. We haven't seen them in days. And we're like, when is this door going to be replaced? Like, oh my gosh. Ugh. It's a complete headache. Oh. Living the life. Living the dream. But I had fun building this. And I'm excited to build more. I have not downloaded the Nifty Knitting Stuff Pack because I am no longer a game changer. I decided to leave the program just because it was more stress than it was worth, and also I didn't really feel like I was contributing that much to the program, and it was pretty stressful to have to pump out 2 pieces of content. And after seeing the Nifty Knitting Stuff Pack, I'm really glad I left when I did, because I don't know if I could have made 2 videos out of that. I don't know if I could have. There's so little in that thing. I still haven't even bought it because I wonder if I probably will because I like to crochet. But anyways, that's a whole tangent. We built an entire apartment and it looks great. It looks great. 3 bedroom, 2.5 bathroom apartment. Beautiful. I hope you guys love it as much as I did. I hope you guys are all doing well, that you are staying safe, wearing your masks because that's important. Wear your masks. And I will see you guys next time. Goodbye!